Once Upon a Dream is the first of, I believe, three Disney princess sing along songs. And being a big fan of sing along songs and a fan of some Disney princesses, I was really looking forward to this. And I have to say, the song selection is really good. We have some definite classics, and we have some songs that I just didn't recognize because they're from films that I've only seen once or twice. They're not songs that I heard that often. So it was nice to have a bit of variety in there. So, as always, I will go through the various songs and share some thoughts. But ultimately, I do recommend it because they've included what I consider to be most of the classics. I am curious to find out which songs are incorporated, particularly from the main princesses, in the other volumes, but I will get to those in due course. So the first song we have is Cinderella's A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. I definitely, ooh, that could be fun. I was going to say, I would have predicted that to be in this. If you haven't listened to this yet, maybe try and predict before I carry on talking which other songs you think would feature in this. There is quite a selection, and I might do that for the next volume, but at the moment, apart from maybe one or two songs, I have no idea what will feature. But here we have Cinderella, A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes, which is beautiful. And then we have Part of Your World from Little Mermaid, which I have to say is perfect for a sing-along song. So it's one of those Disney songs. In fact, a lot of these are songs that are just impossible to listen to without singing along to. We then have A Whole New World from Aladdin, which is a beautiful song, but it's one that I've heard so much. I don't ever choose to listen to it, put it that way, but it's not a bad song. And then a personal favourite from my favourite Disney princess film is Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty. It's interesting that that's not the first track, since that's the title of the collection. So I would have expected that to be the first song. The only way that I would have expected it not to be is if these were chronological, but they're definitely not chronological. We then have I'm Wishing from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which is a beautiful song. And then Colours of the Wind from Pocahontas. I know some people don't necessarily think Pocahontas is a real Disney princess, but when we get into some of the later ones, she's definitely more of a princess than some other characters that we encounter. Then we have Beauty and the Beast from, of course, Beauty and the Beast. And this is the first one where the song isn't actually sung by the princess. It's sung, of course, by Mrs. Potts, voiced by Angela Lansbury. So that's quite interesting. Most of the others are sung by the princess, but I thought that was quite an interesting one and a beautiful, beautiful song, of course. We then have one from Mulan, Reflection, not a bad song. And then we have Like Other Girls from Mulan 2. I don't even know if I've seen Mulan 2. I feel like I have, but I don't remember it. And I certainly don't remember this song. So that one for me was not one I could sing along with, but it was a pretty decent song. I'd have to give it a couple of listens though before I make a firm judgment, but it wasn't too bad. We then have I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules, which is definitely a song that's very easy to sing along to. The next one I'm not so sure about because it's Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boo, but it's from Cinderella 2. And I have seen that film, and I think I remember liking it, but I don't remember this version of the song. And to be honest, I didn't like this version of the song, mostly because the classic Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boo is just amazing, and it just sounds a bit strange to have this version. But at the same time, I didn't care for it, so not a personal highlight. We then have one which is taking the princess theme a bit of a stretch, because this is Minnie Mouse and Sweet Wings of Love, which is from the Three Musketeers. It's been a while since I watched that film, so it was quite nice to have a reason to watch that clip. The song itself is not too bad, but again, it's not one that I remembered in any real detail. So for me, it wasn't a sing-along. And then we have If You Can Dream, which is actually with all of the Disney princesses, and we have bits of lyrics from different Disney princess songs. It's pretty cool. The song itself is okay, but the lyrics are really great. I really enjoyed reading the lyrics on screen and exploring this song. I thought that was pretty good, so I rather enjoyed that. In general, it's a really good collection. There is some room for improvement, such as putting Once Upon a Dream first, but in general, I rather enjoyed it. While I'm not the biggest fan of Disney princesses, at least beyond Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, I do love Disney princess songs. There are some amazing Disney princess songs, and this collection really helps to highlight that. couple of songs that I personally didn't care for, a couple that I'm just not familiar with, so couldn't sing along to, but generally a great collection with some brilliant classics. And as I said, I'm very, very curious to find out what the other volumes are like, because some I can imagine. For example, I'm going to predict Just Around the River Bend features in one of them. But beyond that, actually, off the top of my head, I can't think of any that would definitely, or that I would expect to definitely be in them. So time will tell. Looking forward to it, hoping we get We Are One from Simba's Pride, sung by Kiara. Not entirely sure when they were released. This one was released originally in 2004, so definitely could be a contender there. Looking forward to it, keen to find out. But for now, Disney Princess Sing Along Songs Volume 1, Once Upon a Dream, is an absolute delight.